In 2017, Toronto was ranked one of the greenest cities in the world thanks to the vast amount of trees Toronto Parks, Rec, and Forestation has maintained. For a city that has tons of transportation, tens of highways, and tons of areas have been massively developed, how are we ranked so high? In my neighborhood, garbage day is every Thursday. Most houses properly dispose of their waste by using the garbage, gray bin, recycling, blue bin, and compost, green bin. The blue box recycling system was initially a waste management system used by Canadian municipalities to collect, store separated household waste materials for the purpose of recycling. The first full-scale community of the BRS was implemented in 1983 by the waste management contractor Ontario Total Recycling System.
Where are we going, Kira?
Hotel Aeropuerto.
Hotel Aeropuertos.
When arriving at Hotel Aeropuerto in Costa Rica, my friend Hannah pointed out their garbages at the front of the hotel. There was 5 bins, which amazed me. The first things that came to mind: this probably makes the sorting process easier, which means the country is more environmentally friendly and tourists can leave less of a carbon footprint. So I did my research to see if I was right. Here's what I found. Most of Costa Rica's recycling centers are still on the pre-sort system, meaning you must separate the various types of recyclable materials in their home. In Costa Rica, every garbage in each location is different, but these were the specifics at Hotel Aeropuerto. In the blue bin, things such as plastics and water bottles. In a yellow container, metallics like pop cans, plastics, and water bottles. The green container, organics like food, hair, and leaves. The white container, glass bottles and jars. And in the gray container, anything recyclable such as paper. The garbage sorting systems at high tourist locations such as hotels that we visited seems all good and dandy. However, with further research, it was seen that this may just be a front the country puts on. In the province of Guanacaste, which we visited, more than 122,000 people live in municipalities that do not provide proper garbage collection. In order to get rid of their garbage, citizens resort to things like burning the trash, throwing it into a river or vacant lots, or taking it to an open dump. Residents in Guanacaste who lack trash pickup improvise solutions which are damaging to human and environmental health. Ideas such as digging open pits they fill with water and become mosquito breeding grounds, and burying trash there is highly polluting. Most uncollected trash winds up in rivers and on beaches, a very unwelcome sight, especially with foreign tourists expecting to visit a green tropical paradise. The mismanagement of waste is directly impacting the waters, air, and soil in Costa Rica. Open dumps can contaminate aquifers, which supply communities with fresh water with heavy metals, nitrates. Biological contaminants such as E. coli also affects the water. Thousands of waste material is carried to the beaches and seas daily, including a large percentage of the 130,000 kilos of plastic used in Costa Rica daily. The Costa Rica News.com states that it has been said that recycling 1 ton of paper saves 20,000 liters of water. Furthermore, making new paper from old products consumes 30 to 55% less energy than making paper from virgin pulp and produces 73% less air pollution. When speaking to Andy, I asked him how the garbages at hotels differentiate from the garbage that is taken care of at home. He said there is usually 3 to 5 different disposable bins in touristy areas, such as hotels, national parks, and activity zones, whereas 70% of the houses in Costa Rica only have 1 garbage bin, where they mix everything. Having proper garbage disposal is optional. Andy is someone who participates in that. Andy estimates that approximately 30% of Costa Ricans are really conscious about the environment, despite Costa Rica's best effort to display how green the country is. Eco-friendly hotels in Costa Rica are a very important part of the sustainable tourism efforts. Quote, "The government actively encourages hotel owners to conserve energy through passive design and use of eco-friendly materials. While many Costa Rican eco-lodges are a true model of green hospitality, some of them are merely greenwashing, which means investing more effort into claiming to be green than actually implementing the right practices and taking advantage of the growing green travel movement." End quote. Framing the issue of waste management in Costa Rica. The main concern is that discarded and unwanted trash becomes a product for waste management and recycling industries, creates public health problems, and most importantly, harms the environment. Some of the main causes of mismanagement of waste in Costa Rica. Political implications. Although the government is proposing to rehearse new productive practices that would cut emissions, they're not properly enforcing the 4 to 5 bin system as many houses currently only have 1. Andy had also mentioned that in order to have more than one garbage bin, you must pay an extra fee. The fee should be affordable, and government should make citizens aware of all the benefits of doing such a thing. Environmental implications include the ruining of beaches, water and air pollution, and disruption to wildlife and habitats. Economic implications. If the problem worsens and garbage systems in tourist areas become as rough as the one in residential areas, there will be a lack of tourism coming into the city, which is one of Costa Rica's main source of income. Here are some possible solutions that must be implemented in order to control the mismanagement of waste. Composting. Having a separate bin for any organic waste allows items such as food to be refertilized for outdoor use like lawn fertilizer. Costa Ricans must also pay the extra money to have a 4-bin garbage system in homes in order to help out the environment. Recycling and reusing things that can be reused. It's also important that the government decides to lower the fee or educate citizens on why it is important for them to work as a country to manage their waste properly, which is in order to help maintain their beautifully green and luscious country. Let's sum up what we learned today. In places where there is large groups of people, the garbage can be sorted in 3 to 5 different bins, ranging from aluminum, glass, recyclables, organic waste, and garbage. These bins could appear in areas of tourism in order to greenwash. However, 30% of Costa Rican homes try to maintain the same 5-bin system. Having a more than one bin disposal system is optional, and an extra fee is required to have extra garbage days for those specific bins. Those who care about the environment will take part in such and recommend it to their friends. However, some citizens cannot afford it or do not care enough about the environment to get involved. Green hotels and eco-lodges in Costa Rica serve the purpose of promoting ecotourism and displaying the wide range of nature that Costa Rica has to offer. One that we visited, the Rio Celeste Mountain Lodge, was made out of recycled sustainable materials, which is a very efficient way that Costa Ricans manage some of their hard-to-dispose of waste. The main concern when it comes to waste management in Costa Rica is that they are a third-world country and may not have the machinery nor the knowledge to dispose of their waste properly, which affects the condition of their water. Water becomes pricey for locals and tourists since they need to buy bottled water, tap water. Another problem is citizens are not sure how to properly dispose of their garbage, which leads them to getting rid of them in more harmful ways. Digging into clean and fresh soil and burying it, which causes moles in habitats for different species. They also result to things like burning garbage, which releases extremely unnecessary and harmful emissions into the air and throughout the Earth's atmosphere. If there's one thing that we can take away from learning about waste management in Costa Rica, it's that the ideas are definitely there. It's just the motivation, time, and money that needs to be properly spent in order to give the same amount of attention to residential areas and their garbage disposal that they do to tourist areas.